Yes, sir. Aaron McKee, Steph Ronin, coming to you. You know what it do for this week's top 5 storylines of this AEW review. Let's get into it, man. All right. So let me preference this before we go into the first one. We're gonna pick up from last week's collision. To me, one of the highlights of this collision, and something I've been clamoring for the longest, we're finally going to get it. And I'm talking about FTR and the Out.
Big Stoke.
And Big Stoke. I mean, you talk about something that's been in the works for a while, and I'm glad they finally pulled it off. I'm glad Tony had enough, whereabouts to know, hey, this could be a good storyline, and it's going to be a great storyline, and I can't wait for it. So if you remember on Collision, right, they came out, they kicked off the show with this. FTR comes out, they start, talking their stuff, the Outrunners come out. FTR comes out and says, I don't know what the problem is. We got a problem with us. And it kind of makes me feel like they kind of have a point. Like, they didn't do anything to the Outrunners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're like, what do you have a problem with us for? You know what I'm saying? So Cash Wheeler says, cut to the screen. And they show this great montage video of the Outrunners of FTR runners. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bros being bros.
the bromance video of the year right here, and it was great. I mean, you get two clashes of 80s. You get the 80s Miami Vice type with the Outrunners versus the 80s throwback tag team, with the FTR. You get, there's a past, with these two, which is good. I'm just thinking to myself, how much life will be in this feud? Is this going to be like a one-off? Is this going to be 2 weeks and then, they're done? I will say, I feel like Tony Khan has really mismanaged the Outrunners. He has really dropped the ball with the Outrunners. And again, we on the 4-4 Hill podcast, we only watch AEW, WWE. We don't watch anything else. So I don't know what kind of effect they have been doing on ROH. Maybe they're doing something on ROH. I don't know. But the Outrunners should be one of the main tag teams in the tag team division for AEW, man. FTR, Outrunners, what you feel about this, man?
I feel like it might just be setting up the return for Adam Copeland type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Maybe FTR starts beating the brakes off of the Outrunners. You hear Cope's music hit. He comes back. But I don't know because I hear that maybe Christian and Nick Wayne are going to be added to this tag match with the Hurt Syndicate at All In. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, bro.
What?
And I'm just like, so they're going to make it like a triple threat tag match. So I was like, man, so we're not getting Christian and Cope against FTR. Maybe Cope comes back and gets another tag team part. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on. But I did like when FTR was like, y'all blew your chance. Y'all wrestled the Hurt Syndicate and y'all got mollywopped. Like, y'all got beat. Yeah. And they were like, yeah, we did.
That's true. But it's the Outrunners,
Yeah.
And first of all, Tony, you need to switch their music back to the old music. I like the old music better. It get me hyped when I hear the motherfuckers come out. But you went ahead and changed the music. But I don't know. I just feel like this has a lot of juice in it. If done correctly, I think it can really help get the Outrunners over. Like, they over, but to get them to that main event type of status,
You think they beat FTR in a match?
No, I don't think they're going to go over.
No.
I just think being in a program with FTR is going to help them increase their popularity. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
As far as them getting over, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can only benefit from this. Even if they lose, they say they wrestle 4 times, they lose all 4 times, they can only benefit from this, you know what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen is when FTR does eventually beat them, the pop is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And it's going to set them over the top. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's what I like. Outrunners, FTR, Collision. Collision. Oh, shout out to Collision for the last couple weeks. It's been on point. It's been a great show. It hasn't been. It's given me like Dynamite vibes. It hasn't been like the second show. It's just at the very end. It seems like they always want to end it with Adam Cole and the Paragon.
Bro,
I understand that, man.
Bro, it's their show, bro. It's their show.
Yeah, I see. Which moves on to my number 2 storyline of the week of AEW. What I like to call, and something that we rarely see in this industry, but I love to see it all the time because I just like the dynamic of it when it happens. The heel versus heel dynamic. I love it. And if you know what I'm talking about, let's talk about the backstage promo segment with Nick Wayne, Christian, and MVP. Yeah. That was pure gold. I loved every second of that, man.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on
they
this,
was
man?
calling him he's a better criminal than manager. I was like, oh damn, bro. I was like, and they've known each other for years. You know what I'm saying? So they got ammo in the chamber, bro. They're just like ready, pop, 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 bro. Shit was good.
Christian has no chill in his promos at all, bro. Like he don't care, man. He don't care. I think so. So this is what you was talking about. Maybe they're going to be inserted into that tag match with the Hurt Syndicate and Jet Speed. Yeah. So Jet Speed, Nick, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey. So I don't know, man. But I like to see heels versus heel like altercations, like interactions. I love to see that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's different types of heels, like I was explaining before. There's different types of heel, and not every heel can click. Just because they always say, hey, all baby faces click. Because there's only but so many ways you can be a babyface. But there's so many different layers of how to be a heel and how to go about being a heel. And not every heel persona clicks. So this is one of those instances to where the heel persona that Christian and Nick Wayne portray of being this cowardly family in a way, but or I like to say an opportunist type of family. To put it that way, let's put it that way. They're opportunists, and then you got the Hurt Syndicate, who is just in your face type of heels. You know what I'm saying?
And Nick Wayne's really not a heel. He's like a baby face just next to a super heel. You know what I'm saying?
That was my next question to you.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to take for Nick Wayne to stick it to fucking Christian?
It's got to be coming soon, bro. They've been playing this long game for a long time with this storyline. So maybe it happens at All In. Yeah.
Damn. Can you imagine that All In? They are on the verge of actually winning the championships, and Nick Wayne just goes. Matter of fact, it'll be the perfect scenario. The ring is clear. Somebody from the Hurt Syndicate is down on the out, right? Nick Wayne does his Wayne's World. Boom, hits the move, right? Christian comes in the ring and holds his arm out. We're gonna win. They hug each other, and then Nick Wayne says to Christian, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah,
and then rolls out the ring and just walks to the back. And Christian gets mollywopped and gets, you know what I'm saying, Hurt Syndicate retains.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's how Jet Speed gets the belts. Christian's in the ring like flabbergasted. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Big Stoke. What do y'all say? Gastic. I'm flabbergasted.
That's a good way for Hurt Syndicate to lose the belts without losing the belts. Yeah.
Exactly. So, who knows? There are so many, this is one thing about All In that I genuinely do not know for a fact who's going to win all these matches. The Toni Storm and Monet, I don't know who's going to win that match. You say Monet, but...
Bro, I'm saying it. She's going to have 18 million belts.
Hangman and Mox, it can go either way. So put it this way, it can go either way, right?
Yeah.
The tag match could go either way. So many different elements in that. The soon-to-be tag team match that now just been official off Dynamite, that could go either way. Let's go back a little bit, and let me go back to my third story.
Any which way.
The Moxley versus Hangman, Adam Page promo. Great promo. Moxley comes in the ring. Now, I heard some people say that Moxley's, when he said, I'm not into all that, the best wrestler in the world, bitchness, or whatever he was saying. Some people say there was a jab at Seth Rollins. How you figure? Did you see this? Have you seen this?
I think it'd be more of a jab at CM Punk, because CM Punk's the one that says he's the best in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I thought it was a jab at Will Ospreay.
Could be that
he's the best wrestler in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Could be it could be a jab at everyone.
But let me go ahead and say this, bro. Moxley, bro, he has grown on me so immensely, bro. Like that music hits, I'm like, okay, here we go. We know something's going to happen. It's going to go down. You know what I'm saying? So I love this whole segment. The whole segment from Hangman and his passionate promo. John Moxley, the crowd was giving him such a hard time, bro. They started chanting bald, and then they started chanting "shut the fuck up" to John Moxley.
Yeah,
and then he kind of stumbled one of his lines.
He did, bro. He kind of gave like a smirk too, like "shut the fuck up, y'all." Like I'm back on track. God damn it.
But yeah, Moxley's that dude, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell everybody this now. All the AEW fans and all anybody watching the AEW, you're gonna miss Moxley when he's gone. Like, I don't think you understand how important he is to that AEW locker room and to that roster. So I know the Death Rider storyline, it started off so slow. It started off so slow. People didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah. It started with a bang, but then went slow. Them turning on Daniel Bryan's, and that was a bang. You know, Claudio hitting them, all that stuff. And then it kind of just simmered down. But Hangman, Texas Death Match, bro. Texas Death Match.
But I mean, this is perfect. Hangman Texas Death Match. You know his infamous Texas Death Match with Swerve, which was crazy work. Bro.
Just keep the syringes out of it. We don't need to see that again.
No.
The one before, that was a cage match. Yeah.
So this is before you really started watching. You really need to go watch that match. Swerve versus Hangman Adam Page, Texas Death Match, bro. I'll try to find where it was at and stuff, and I'll send you, bro. Like, you need to watch that shit. It was crazy, bro. Crazy. But this, and then on top of that, you have Jon Moxley, who is the death match type of persona, right? And that's why Jon Moxley looked at him and said, "You want to go in a Texas death match with me?"
Yeah.
With me? Boy, Hangman, I don't know, man. As good as Hangman is in Texas death matches, bro, I think he's a little bit in over his head going at this with Jon Moxley, okay? I mean, think about it. This is a dude who got suplexed on a spiked 4x4.
Yeah. People hated it. People hated it, bro.
People only hate it because they don't understand. You know, people fear what they don't understand. You know, this is one thing I just now realized about AEW. The reason why AEW got so much flack for their storytelling, and now that I go back and look and relive, like, there has always been stories in AEW. But it's not, they don't conduct their stories, and their stories don't play out in the way of WWE in the same manner. So WWE, it's like you can tell, okay, here's the promo, here's the run-in, here's the issue, here's the two components, here's the other. You know, it's always the same type of formula of how they make the stories play out. AEW, they make these stories play out from different angles, from different ways, and you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So again, I really feel like a lot of misunderstanding with AEW is that people fear what they don't understand. So if they don't understand it, people feel like they're stupid. So instead of just saying that they're just slow and say, "Well, I didn't caught on very fast enough," they just shit on it. This is stupid. Because maybe you're just slow enough to really not understand. But like I said, you have to watch AEW every week to get what the hell the storyline's going to have, because they don't do 1,000 promos, a video package every time a segment's about to come up. They don't do that shit, and I can see why, because they put a lot of emphasis on the match. They want more time for as much of the match as they can get than less time. You know, WWE, not so much.
Yeah.
It's more about what's going on outside the ring.
They definitely going to have about 20 people involved in this match, though. You know what's going to happen, bro. I can see
Texas Death Match?
Yeah, I can see Cope coming back. You could have Darby Allin come back, bro. There's so many options. Yeah.
Definitely. Every one of the Death Riders, I see Pac coming back.
Yeah.
So,
you know, Swerve and Will might get involved.
Yeah.
And they might have EVP powers by then, bro. They could have EVP powers by then, bro.
Maybe. Which, oh shit, how can we forget Will Nightingale and Marina Shafir?
Yeah. Chris Statlander.
Yep. Is this where Chris Statlander makes it official that she's part of the Death?
Maybe. There's so many different options how they could work this match, bro. So many. I don't know. I doubt Tony Khan even knows what the fuck he's gonna do yet. You know what I'm saying?
So many scenarios.
Yeah.
So that goes into my other storyline of the week, the Will Ospreay and Swerve match. Now, we jumped the gun last week, or we're just good foresighters, so we already knew this was going to happen. Tag match between Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland versus the Young Bucks for the chance for the EVP titles on the line. Now, I didn't know that literally last night, it wasn't literally official. It wasn't official because they never really said yes to the match. Okay. So the Young Bucks retorted with, "What's in it for us?"
Yeah.
And Will Ospreay said, "We don't get the challenge for the world title for a year."
And Swerve was like, "Hey, bro. Hey.
Swerve was looking at him like, "Look, that ain't got nothing to do with me."
Yeah. I think when they said "what's in it for us," when the Young Bucks were like, "What's in it for us?" I think it was Nigel McGuinness. He's like, "That's a good point." He's like, all they can do is either win or lose their EVP status. I wouldn't make that bet either. And it's kind of crazy too.
You hear me?
Because frozen again. There we go. We back. But it's kind of crazy again that, like, what the fuck do they care if Swerve or Ospreay get a chance at the title? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like they're tag teams. I don't give a shit. I'd want something else.
Well, I think it has something to do with them being the EVPs of the company, and
Yeah.
the World Heavyweight Championship is the golden goose. So that could have something to do with that, or maybe they're plotting of gaining the World Championship title for themselves, one way or another. Who knows?
Oh shit! It's lagging again.
Yeah.
You back? You back?
There we go.
We back.
Yeah. How much? What is it? Why does it keep doing that?
I don't know.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the fifth storyline of the week for AEW. Has nothing to do with one of the shows. Has everything to do with, our main man, Tony Khan. He finally came out and showed a growth chart of AEW since quarter 4 of 2024 to quarter 2 of 2025. And it literally did this. Now, here on the 404 Hill podcast, we ain't need to see no damn chart to know what was going on.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This is what I be trying to tell people, bro. It's the eye test for me. Like, I can tell when a product is getting immensely better. When the internet started switching from AEW sucks to now, it's a little bit more AEW is killing it right now. A lot of people started saying it in 2025. They've been killing it. I'm the type to say, hey, look, you guys finally caught on what we already knew. And I'm glad Tony Khan came out and actually rolled out the red carpet and said, this is what we're doing. And need I remind you, this doesn't even add in the streaming numbers. This has nothing to do with Max. This is just Nielsen cable numbers they just rolled out. And it shows that their company is immensely improving and gaining ground again, bro. What are your thoughts about this, my man?
I just think a lot more people watch it on Max. And then for people to discredit that is insane to me. People are like, because like apps, viewing apps and all that shit is taking over. Like Netflix, HBO Max, Disney, all them, they take over. That's all people watch on their phone. People really don't fuck with cable no more, live TV. And yet they're like, there's no way they're getting those views on HBO Max. I was like, so you're saying most of the people are watching it live, which is highly unlikely. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't, like, I can barely watch any wrestling show live because I'm working and shit like that. So you got to watch it later on the apps and stuff like that. So it just makes no sense for people to discredit Max's doing shitty numbers when I just think that's where a lot of people are watching the program, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I concur, like 100%. I honestly feel like a bulk of their views is coming from the streaming app of Max. Yeah, and it's not a coincidence that once that streaming app, once they started in 2025 with Max, they started doing this. I think it has a lot to do with that. Yeah. You know, maybe it helped them become more aware, more brand awareness on Max. I mean, it could be a plethora of things, but I'm just happy that AEW is back on the fold, just like we thought it was going to happen. They back in it to win it, and eventually it's just going to come apart in the time to where, as far as legitimate competition, like head to head, I don't know if we ever see that one day. You know, I don't think AEW has the stones to actually go head to head with a WWE program to make you choose which one you want to watch. But who knows? Stranger things has happened. Yeah. You know, with this new deal they're talking about, the talks are still out there. What TNT is trying to get UFC on a Saturday night. Could we see Collision come on Friday night?
They need to quit doing the Thursday, Saturday. Pick a night, guys. Pick a fucking night. And I don't like Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday, and then you go, wait, 6 days for more AEW? I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I like it on Saturday night.
Me too.
And I don't think, like, I'm sure there is crossover because I'm a UFC fan and a pro wrestling fan, but I don't think there's that much crossover. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not. It's not. But I after talking about it and thinking about it, I want to see Collision on Friday nights. Yeah. I want to see them go head to head with SmackDown.
With SmackDown, I want to see it. Yeah.
I think it will make SmackDown a better show, knowing that they have another wrestling program at the same time they're running on. And I think it will make Collision a better show. I think they'll put more emphasis on making Collision much of a banging as much as they do as Dynamite. Yeah. Because you can tell sometimes I feel like Collisions at times give me leftover vibes. Like, this is just the leftover from what we was going to do. You know, we didn't have time on Dynamite, so we just throw it over here on Collision. You know what I mean? A lot of times, I don't think they put a lot of care into that show. But the last couple of weeks, definitely the shows that they do independently from Dynamite live, I think it's so much immensely better, man.
Yeah. Like, and you don't have any football to deal with on Fridays. No football.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, maybe college.
Yeah.
Did you do some college games on Friday nights, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
But Saturday night's the big college football game, so you don't want to
That's
do it
true.
then. Thursday's NFL, Sunday's NFL. Friday's a good night. All you gotta do is compete with SmackDown.
Yeah. That's it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Friday Night Wars.
Yeah.
What y'all think in the comments? Would you like to see a Friday Night War collision moving on Friday nights to compete directly with WWE SmackDown? And you talk about counter programming. That's some counter programming for your ass right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm here for it. But yeah, AEW's growing. You know, they doing their thing. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy because it's only going to make everything much better overall. Competition makes everybody thrive. So
For sure, bro. Hell yeah.
that's it, man.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that would be my 5 top storylines of the week for AEW. You know what I mean?
Future match: Hangman versus Marina Shafir, Texas Death Match. That's what I want to see,
bro. That was so crazy. He said, "Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to tell you, Mox. You don't think I'm ready?"
I thought he was going to walk away. I thought he was going to walk away with the briefcase. I thought he was going to steal that bitch. I thought he was taking that to the back with him. He's like, I'll be taking this.
You want. I've got something you want.
Yeah.
Well, he gave her a buckshot lariat for her ass, bro. I mean, wow. Laid her ass out, bro. And then the ops. I forgot to mention about the ops. They came out of nowhere.
We getting that.
Man, let me tell you
something. The Death Riders versus the ops at All In for sure.
I cannot wait to see Hook turn heel. I can feel it in my bones. And the first person you want to target is Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yep.
I cannot wait for that to happen, man. Hook is going to be heel, and his gripe is going to be, y'all kicked me out from the ops. I've been cleared. I've been ready to come back. Why haven't y'all called me? There was no phone calls. There was nothing. It was just, you know what I mean? I can't wait for that to happen, bro. And that's going to help Hook get even further here. You know what I mean? So good things happening in AEW. What a great week of wrestling for them. Collision was banging. Dynamite was banging. Top 5 storylines of the week. Aaron McKee, Steph Ronin, 4 Heelz. Make sure you tune in. Spotify, YouTube. Let's get it. We out.
Peace.
Deuces.